I grew 100,000 followers on TikTok in just 40 days, and I'm going to tell you exactly what I did to achieve that. Also, 100,000 of you, I actually cannot believe it. I am so overwhelmed with gratitude to each and every one of you for choosing to follow me and my mundane little corporate life. It actually blows my mind, and I'm so grateful. There are people who comment on every single one of my videos. There is Chloe, there's a Laura, there's a Kaylee. So many of you who profile pictures and names I can just recognize. Talking to you guys in the comments is the best part of my day. I do not know how I got so lucky, but if I go back and do a self-audit of everything that I did on my end to grow 100,000 followers, I've come up with a list of 10 bullet points I can give you of practical, hard advice. No wishy-washy, like be consistent, just be yourself. None of that. This is like things to make your videos better, because I do think that quality speaks for itself. I don't think that it's just some TikTok luck where you're commenting, I want to go viral, and TikTok picks up your stuff. I really think that you do have to have quality content. I feel like there are not very good guides for creating content on the internet besides like be consistent, be yourself, things like that. I've listened to a million podcasts. I've watched the YouTube videos. I've been thinking of starting a TikTok for years, but I just never found the practical advice that I needed. Through trial and error, I feel like I have come up with my little formula for videos, and I do want to give you guys some practical filming advice if you're on a content creation journey and you also are struggling to find filming tips. Tip number 1, have an aesthetic intro. This one in particular applies to like daily vlogs. We've seen a million day in the life and we've scrolled right past. If people just see you waking up in your bed, I'm more likely, I'm speaking like as a consumer, and I have studied what I like to watch in order to try to replicate that in what I create. So if I just see someone wake up in their bed, I'm more likely to scroll than if I get a little 3-second blurb of all the aesthetic things that they're doing throughout their day. Okay, like, oh my gosh, like I want a closer picture of that mug that I saw for 0.2 seconds. Let me keep watching this video. Something like that. If you go back to my daily vlogs, you'll see I have about 10 to 13 clips of the rest of my vlog that I have cut into 0.2 second chunks, strung all together. You get the rundown of my entire day before you get to me waking up in my bed. So hopefully my intent is that you see a clip that you're interested in seeing the rest of and you stay for the whole video. Speaking of the intro, I do think that you should add context. For example, don't just say day in the life. You can say that, but add a blurb under it to show people context of who you are, especially people who haven't been with you since the beginning. You don't want them to have to go to your profile to get context. You just give it to them immediately. That makes it more interesting. Obviously, you guys know that I started as day in my life, the 26-year-old furloughed government employee on day 18 of the government shutdown, trying to pay my rent. The more details you can give, honestly, the better. And this works for everybody. It could be day in the life of a 28-year-old who still lives at home, who is saving up to move out. That can be more relatable than you think. Add context and show people why your voice matters. And your voice does matter. You just have to tell people what your voice is. Another thing that I do in my videos that I do think has an impact, I do not allow myself to put in any clip that is over 1 second long. Typically, I aim for my clips to be between 0.6 seconds and 0.8 seconds, and that's just because people's attention spans are so minuscule. That's the way to keep them. And I watched a million day in the life vlogs and I audited them, and I was like, what makes this interesting to me and why do I stay to watch it? And it was because people would chop their movements up and it kept it interesting. If you go back to one of my day in the life vlogs, I typically go out to my living room and I open the blinds, and that can be like a 2-second chunk of the video, 2 to 3 seconds, but that is chopped down into 0.6 seconds. So even though the scene is the same, chop it up into 0.6 second to 0.8 second segments. Oh my gosh, tongue twister. And that is a surefire way to keep people's attention. Speaking of keeping attention, because that is what we're trying to do after all, have multiple angles of one activity. When I make my bed, I have one angle of me making my bed and then another angle of me putting on the pillows. It's just things like this that will add visual interest into your video and make it a little bit more multi-dimensional, more interesting to watch. Going into filming logistics, I film with my back camera always. Yes, it is kind of hard to make sure that you're in frame. Being slightly out of frame on the back camera is still a better quality video than you being in frame with the front camera. I know it's tempting because you want to be able to see yourself, and I've had so many videos where I literally had like a hair caught in my eyelash and I don't even notice, and then I have to like redo the whole thing. But that camera is just going to be a better quality, and quality is what captures attention. Nobody wants to watch a low quality video. I do not edit in the TikTok app. I actually have no clue how to work the TikTok app. I work in CapCut. I just watched a few YouTube tutorials. It did take me a little bit to get the hang of it, but I do think that it is so much more user-friendly. Did my research, taught myself how to use CapCut, and that's what I use, and that's what works for me. As far as talking videos go, so moving away from the daily vlogs, I think that the main one, this is gonna be maybe like a dumb tip, it is just to project your voice and to speak loudly. I have seen and scrolled past so many videos where you're talking like this, your voices are so quiet and it's just not really engaging. I scroll past because they're speaking too softly for me. A lot of people who have roommates, boyfriends that they live with, who live with their family, I feel like a lot of those people can fall into this trap because talking to a camera is not natural. It can be really embarrassing when other people are in the room. Even filming this video, I have stumbled over my words, I have stuttered, I have restarted sentences 1 million times, and you just have to stop when you realize that you've stuttered or made a mistake, and you have to go back, restart your sentence. That can be embarrassing when you live with people, and you just have to own it. You just have to speak loudly, because speaking loudly is what's going to keep people's interest. Okay, bopping back to daily vlogs, because I do realize that I miss an important one. Showing transition, not transitions as in like TikTok transitions. Showing you picking up your cup of coffee, not just setting your tripod up in the bathroom for you to do your makeup. Show yourself walking to the bathroom. Clips like that will just make your vlog flow so much nicer. And then back to the talking videos for another tip. I cut out filler words like I cut out when I take a breath. I will cut out a 0.1 second clip of me taking a breath. Even that one little breath creates a lull where people have the chance to scroll, and I do not want to give them that chance. Time consuming and annoying to edit, but it's little things like that that I do think really make a difference in people's content. And then my last tip is to always make sure that you ask a question to the audience, whether it be a cry for advice, a question about how their week went. For example, like, how was your guys' Thanksgiving? I can never get my curls to stay. What products do you guys recommend? People can be so helpful and they're so happy and willing to give advice and they want to be able to help you. Whenever I ask questions about my hair and how to get curls to last, I get full-on screenshots of products where people have gone to the search browser, found their favorite product just to go back to TikTok and put it in my comment section to help me out. I just absolutely love that about like this community building process, and I have found that I have the most fun in the comment sections where I have asked for advice because you guys have so much advice to give and I'm so grateful for it. Okay, last tip I have to give is that I have grown to 100,000 followers in 40 days by posting 1 to 2 times a day. We've all seen the story of that girl who posted what, 25 times a day and got to 1 million followers in a very short amount of time. That's not realistic for me. I work a full-time job. I'm new to editing and it takes me a while. I know that like Emily Kaiser and Avery Woods and people that I like aspire to be through their following by posting 5 times a day. I'm here to tell you guys that I do feel like TikTok has shifted from quantity over quality over quantity. I really think that quality content is more important than posting 5 times a day. Don't feel pressure that if you're going to start TikTok, you need to post 5 times a day, because you do not. Focus on making good content, people will find you. I hope that if you are starting a content creation journey that was helpful advice. If there's any other questions you have, please leave them in the comments below. I am more than happy to help and answer to the best of my ability. Once again, I am no expert. This could all be algorithm luck. I do not know. If I had to go back and self-audit, those are the tips that I would give. And my light just died. So time to end the video. Would not be here without you guys. And I'm so beyond grateful for 100,000 followers. I hope that I can just continue to grow in the new year. I love you guys. Bye.